Okay, so for the last lesson, we focused on circumference. So on the last lesson, you don't have to flip here, but we focused on circumference and then length of an arc. On this lesson, we're going to focus on area of a circle. So area of a circle. And then also area of a sector. So find the area of the whole circle, and then we're going to find the area of part of the circle. So the equation for area of a circle is pi r squared. And again, the whole concept is we're finding the area inside the circle. We're going to solve this in terms of pi, which is a common way to solve these problems, and also as a decimal. So we're going to solve for two different answers that mean the same thing. Okay, so starting with the first one, it wants the area of a circle with a radius of 5. So the equation is area equals pi r squared. Also for these, we're going to use the pi button. Yesterday we used 3.14, but for today we're going to use the pi button because on the homework, the answers use the pi button. So we'll just practice that way. So here we'll have area equals pi r squared, area equals pi, and then the radius is 5, so we plug that in, squared. So we get area equals 5 squared would be 25, so we get 25 pi inches squared. So this would be the answer in terms of pi. Like this would be the most precise answer because there's no rounding involved. After this, we're rounding pi because remember pi decimals go on forever and ever. And so we have to round them to make it work. Where did the calculator go that I had here? Oh, nope, actually, it's right in front of us. Okay. So here, after we get this far to solve for the decimal, we just do 25 times pi equals this number. And then we'll round to one decimal place. So area equals 78.5 inches squared. So this would be in terms of pi, and this is a decimal answer. Okay, this number 2, same kind of problem. Area equals pi r squared. This time it gives us diameter, so then radius would be half of that, which is 8. And then just plugging in numbers, pi, radius is 8, squared. So area equals 64 pi feet squared. This would be the answer in terms of pi. And then as a decimal, 64 times pi equals this number. And we'll say 201.1. Okay, then number 3. So now they're taking it up a notch. Like finding area is very much like a 7th or 8th grade skill. And these would be more high school level. So they give us the area and we have to solve it for radius or diameter. So it wants to know the radius of a circle with the area of 89. So area equals pi r squared. It says has an area of 89, so we plug that in. And then we solve for r. So we're going to divide both sides by pi. So 89 divided by pi equals 28.3. So r squared equals 28.3. And then take the square root of both sides to get r by itself. R equals, and then a little hack is to keep the numbers in the calculator so you don't have to round as you go and just square root that, and then we get 5.3 feet. Okay, we'll do one more like that here. Area equals pi r squared. Says the area is 380 equals pi r squared. We're trying to solve for radius, so we need to get r by itself, so we divide both sides by pi. 380 divided by pi equals 120.96. R squared equals 120.96. And then square root of both sides. And again, I'm just going to keep the number in the calculator and then do square root and then I get 10.9998. I guess we'll round that to 11.0. R equals 11.0. And that would be inches. Okay, we're going to do number 5. We're not going to do number 6. Number 5, it wants the diameter of a circle with this area. So in the last two, we found radius. So we're going to do those same steps. We're just going to multiply the radius by 2 at the end. So area equals pi r squared. Gave us the area as 12.6. To get r by itself, divide both sides by pi. 12.6 divided by pi equals 4.01. Take the square root of both sides. R equals 2.00. And then to get diameter, we multiply that by 2. 4.01. So times 2, and then diameter equals 4.01. Okay, so that's all area of a circle problems. Now we're going to transition to area of a sector where we just find area of part of the circle. And this setup is very similar to what we did yesterday, so it shouldn't feel like too difficult. And we're going to set up a proportion. So to find the area of a sector would just be part of the circle right here. So this would be like the sector that we're trying to find. And we set up a proportion. I'll use a different color too so this equation stands out. It's going to be, in this case, 60 degrees over 360. So again, part over whole equals area of the sector, which in this case is what we're solving for, over area of the whole circle. So part over whole equals part over whole. And then area of a circle is pi r squared. Okay, so you might want to just box that so that way you know that's the equation that we're going to be working with. Highlight it too. Also, we're not going to do number 9, so if you need to use a space to solve this, you can. Okay, so I'm going to do 60 over 360, which is what I have, equals area of the sector, which is what I'm solving for, that's x, over area of the circle, which is pi r squared. So the radius is 10 squared. And then we are going to cross multiply. So this times this, and this times this. So 360 times x is 360x, and then 60 times this. Make sure that you use order of operations though. You need to square this first. So 10 squared would be 100. So I'm just gonna have this as 100. Pi times 100. So when I multiply this, I'm doing 60 times pi times 100. And I'll do 60 times the pi button times 100, and it comes out to this number. So I have 360x equals 18849.556. And I'm writing it down on my paper like this, but really I'm not going to round it at all. I'm going to leave it in my calculator, and then I need to divide both sides by 360, and x equals, divide by 360, equals this number, 52.36. And that is the area of just this sector, so it's just inches squared. Oh yeah, sorry, thank you. Okay, we'll do one more like that. We're going to do number 8. Okay, last one we're doing together, by the way, so we're almost done. It wants to know the area of sector DFE. So of course, identify what's talking about DFE right here. So it would be the area of this sector right here. The thing is, they didn't give us the degrees for that part of the circle. They only gave us the degrees for over here. So we're going to need to find that first. So all the degrees of a circle will be 360. So we can just subtract the 256 to get this part, and that would be 104. So this part of the sector is 104 degrees. And then we can set up the proportion. So 104 degrees over 360 part over whole equals area of the sector, which is what we're trying to solve for, over area of the circle, which is pi r squared. So pi, radius is 14 squared. And again, we're not doing number 10, so you can use this space. Going to cross multiply, get 360x equals 14 squared. We have to do that first because of order of operations. 14 squared is 196 times pi. So we're going to do 104 times pi times 196. And that comes out to this number. So we get 360x equals, do it in the calculator, 104 times pi times 196. This number, 64038.22. Divide both sides by 360. And x equals 177.88 centimeters squared, because it's the area of that little sector. Okay, and then we're going to stop there. So now you have the homework on Schoology. So your to-do list is homework on Schoology. Let me make sure the internet's back up. Yeah, it looks like the internet's back up. Let me check and see how well it's working. Yeah, it's fast. Okay. The internet's back up. So homework 11-2 on Schoology, grab a laptop, and then work on your weekly. Alex, if you need any help with anything, let me know. Also, remember on the homework, use the pi button. So that way it comes out the way you need it to. Yes, you can. Can you? Thank you.